I'm going to lead you through the Learning Through Diversity module of this course. The module is divided into 3 segments. During the first segment, we will develop a definition of diversity and examine the value and benefits of diversity in STEM and STEM education. In the second segment, we will discuss how to incorporate diverse perspectives into the course content of your STEM courses. And in the third segment, we will explore strategies for creating inclusive learning environments and pedagogies that allow you to leverage the diversity of your classroom. So let's begin with the first segment. In this segment, we will begin by going over the learning objectives for the segment. This will be followed by an activity called the diversity game. We will then explore the value of diversity by examining some of the literature that focuses on how diverse groups work together to solve problems. We will wrap up the segment by going over the readings and the assignments for this part of the segment. So let's begin with the learning objectives. It is expected that by the end of this portion of the module, the participants will be able to construct a personal definition of diversity. And it is expected that you will be able to use evidence to support the argument that diversity is valuable in STEM and STEM education. In order to achieve those objectives, I'd like to begin with an activity called the diversity game. Before you began this segment, it was expected that you do an activity where you articulate your own understanding of diversity, either in words or using diagrams or pictures that you have drawn. In this activity, I'm hoping to explore that definition and to potentially broaden that definition further. So in a few moments, I'll ask you to stop the video and complete the exercise. The exercise involves listing as many terms or characteristics that you can think of that are associated with diversity and begin with the letters in the words diversity game. So, for example, we often think about gender when we're talking about diversity. So you could have G, gender. Another example might be disability for D. So give yourself 2 to 3 minutes to do this and see how many terms that you can come up with related to diversity that begin with each of these letters. So go ahead and stop the video and take the opportunity to do this. Okay, let's debrief that activity. I have given several workshops about creating inclusive and learning environments with my colleague Kendra Charavello, who is an associate professor in the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife in Lyman Briggs College here at Michigan State University. We often begin these workshops by starting with the diversity game. What we have found over the years is that beginning with this activity immediately helps the participants broaden their understanding of diversity and prepare them for continued discussions on the topic. And these workshops have been given from everyone from faculty to graduate teaching assistants to undergraduate teaching assistants. Over the years, we have accumulated a large number of terms associated with this activity that I will share with you here. For D, we have things like degree, disability, dialect, difference, drive, demographic. I, income, inclusion, intelligence, individual. V, values, variety, visual, veterans, vegan, vegetarian, vision. E, equal, ethics, education, experience, ethnicity, economic status. R, race, religion, region, respect, reserved. S, size, sex, self-esteem, sexuality, stereotype, stratification. I, intensity, introvert, international, immigrant. T, training, teamwork, talents, travels, tolerant, temperament, technology. Y, youth, years. A few more for game. G, gender, goals, generation, grades, geography. A, ability, age, acculturation. M, morals, motivation, mindset, marital status, multicultural. And E, we already went over. So, how did you do? Was your list as extensive as this list? I know the first time I did this activity, my list was not nearly this extensive. In thinking about these lists, both the lists that you came up with individually and the lists that I just shared, how do they compare to the definition of diversity that you developed for the pre-segment assignment? And then for the final follow-up question I'd like you to reflect upon, how would this activity been different if you did it as part of a group, as Kendra and I have done in previous workshops? If you were sitting in a group with 2 or 3 other people, do you expect you would have come up with more terms? Do you expect you would have come up with more creative terms? I know that's how it worked for me.